Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, my God. Welcome. Hey, guys. Let's bring this up a little bit here. There goes. Hey, guys. Nika here. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome. We have your daily neuro nugget. And this is a very taboo person to talk about, right? Every single time that I've tried to cover Hunter Chapin, they come after us. But we have to talk about him. We have to talk about his SUV. And we have to talk about why Moscow PD seems to why did they leave everything out regarding Hunter Chapin? It's very concerning. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes. By the way, guys, FYI, I'm not feeling very well. I actually left work early. So be kind, be patient in the chat. I left work early, but I'm here still doing this work because I feel this is very important, right? Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Like, again, I'm just a regular woman with a regular job, family, bills, chores, having to do all that regular stuff. So we do this, we don't charge, I don't ask for donations, I don't ask for cash apps. I don't feel good and I'm still doing this. So at least give it a thumbs up, right? So bear with me because I'm not my usual energetic self, right? That being said, guys, Hunter. I don't want this to get skewed either because eventually everything I say gets skewed by the haters, right? And I know someone's going to be like, are you trying to say that Hunter knew about the unaliving of his brother? Look, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to ask questions. I personally believe these are my theories, my opinions. They are for entertainment purposes only. Queen, no, I have not followed anybody's videos. I unfortunately haven't followed anybody because I don't have time. So sucks when you work 60 to 80-hour weeks and you still have a family, but eventually, maybe one day when I'm a normal person, right? So something is definitely off regarding Hunter Chapin, okay? There is nothing being mentioned about him, which, in my opinion, could explain why the Chapins have been so silent, right? They come across as like they never really wanted to draw attention to themselves. And that always sat a little bit weird with me. We also know that the Chapins, in the very beginning, before 1122 King Road was destroyed, they were adamant that that house needed to be torn down before the trial, right? So the Chapin family is just a little bit odd to me. I don't know if they are profiting from this horrendous crime in one way or another. I have no idea. I just think that it's very strange because we see a lot of people profiting from this horrific crime, right? Dylan is acting like she can't function, like she can't hold the job. So now we're expected to donate to support her. It's like, you know how many people in the United States have been through traumatic situations? Young people, even younger. And they're not out here asking for, oh my God, you need to support my GoFundMe for life, right? So, no. No. We also have the Gonsalves family and the Mogan family also pocketing some money. And allegedly, didn't Bethany and her family just purchase a $2.1 million house? Is that true? I'm not sure. Now, if you guys have watched the docu-series that premiered on, was it Prime? The body language of Ethan Chapin are weird. Everything about his body language is weird. Hunter comes across as extra smiley when he's talking about the unalivings. That being said, I'm not a body language expert, right? Yes, I have a master's in psychology, but body language and analysis is a little bit different, right? Um, so it is what it is. It is what it is, right? But he was smiling. Why is he smiling? And I know some people have said, well, when people are nervous and they're doing interviews, and it's somewhat true, right? When people are nervous, especially, he's probably never been up close to a camera before. I don't know. I guess I can kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe they're nervous, they're surrounded by cameras, whatever. But the smiling is like constant. It's constant. It seems like the only time he was not smiling when he was talking about himself. That's the only time that he appears to not be smiling. So to me, he's always been very suspicious. Now let's talk about his his SUV. And I will post those pictures in the thumbnail. If you guys don't know how to figure out how to get to the thumbnail, I don't know. I don't know how to help you. Okay. The thumbnail is like the picture when you open the video. So you can take a screenshot on your phone, or you can pause the video on your laptop or your computer, and then you can check that, right? Why in like none of the legal documents has it been mentioned by Moscow PD or ISP that Hunter Chapin was at 1122 King Road at 4:29 a.m. This is literally the time when the crime was supposedly taking place. They never mentioned it, but now that this footage has been released, he was literally right outside the house. Is that not concerning to anybody? That should be a red flag. Okay. The fact that this was never discussed, it was never mentioned by Moscow PD, fine. It is one thing, I guess, if they don't mention it on camera, right? Like, I get it. This craze is craze. This case is crazy. Therefore, it would probably get a lot of negative attention, right? If I guess you put Ethan Chapin out there in the news, whatever. But the fact that it's not mentioned in any of the legal documents, that is extremely concerning. Also, we have seen footage from the home perpendicular to 1122 King Road. This was that Ring camera, and we can hear Hunter Chaplin's SUV arriving, but at the same time, we also hear what sounds like Murphy barking nonstop at the very same time. So, what the hell? And I want to know, where are all the interviews of the neighbors? Okay, because neighbors have allegedly given interviews. What do the neighbors have to say about this? Were they neighbors that heard anything? Were they neighbors that saw anything? Did they see Hunter Chapin arriving? It doesn't matter if they saw him or not, but if did they see anything? It doesn't matter if they saw him, because we have the footage showing that he was parking right behind his brother's vehicle. So are they being silenced? Are there any students that can maybe talk to this? We were told this was a quiet night in Moscow. Nothing was going on. It was so silent. But here we have Hunter Chapin driving and parking right behind his brother at 1122 King Road at 4:29 a.m. I'm sorry. I'm just asking questions, using my brain cells, because that's what they're there for, people. That's what they're there for. What is going on? You guys don't think it's strange that Hunter never mentioned that he was there 4:29 a.m. parking? And by the way, when you zoom into Bethany Funk's window, from what we can see in this footage where Hunter was parked, his light would have hit directly into Bethany Funk's room, right into that window. And guess what? When you zoom into Bethany's window, what do we see? Oh wow, her blinds are open. So if they were so scared, we were so scared. Oh my god, Dylan and Bethany, if you were so scared, then why the hell didn't you poke your head out? You didn't poke your head out when you saw his lights from Hunter Chapman's SUV beaming into your window? See how that's weird? And we know that Hunter's mom kept saying that 2 a.m. was a dark hour, but they kept telling us that the unalivings began at 4 a.m., which again doesn't place him. It's not a good look. Let's just say that it's not a good look. And not only that, but when you look at that footage where he is arriving at 4:29, right before he arrives, right before Hunter Chapin parks his SUV behind Ethan's Jeep, what do we see? Oh, wow, look, we see another car that was just leaving. It looks like it's a dark vehicle. How come that dark vehicle has never been mentioned? I mean, if it left around 4:28, 4:27, one would assume that Moscow PD, that ISP, that the detectives would have looked into that vehicle. But again, there is never any mention of that dark vehicle leaving. Instead, they want us to focus on this blurry ass picture that is supposedly Brian's car, right? And I would also ask, why is Hunter parking there? We know he didn't live there. Hunter, is this something you did often? Is this something you did often? And when you park there, did you typically go back to the home? I mean, Hunter had his own place. Wouldn't it be more typical to park at your own place? Who is parking at 1122 King Road constantly? And then what? Then you're having to walk back to your place? Just asking questions, right? There are so many people up and about at 4 a.m., so much movement. We were told what? There was nothing going on. It was a sleepy night in Moscow. But we have people moving all over Moscow, parking in other people's homes. And this is a small little town. Okay. This is an insane situation. And when we go back to all the documentaries, all the docu-series that he's been part of, it's really fucking weird how he never mentions himself in any of the documentaries. Like one would say, "Oh, I was maybe parking my vehicle outside of her home. If only I had known what was happening," etc., etc., etc. Never mention that. Instead, what they do, they went to great lengths to mention that the other hunter was waking up, was locking his doors at 3 a.m., which he'd never done before, right? That was something that was mentioned all the freaking time. It's like shining the spotlight on the other hunter and not on the hunter that we should be shining the spotlight on. The hunter that was parking right behind his brother at 4:29 a.m. right when the crime was taking place. Okay? This case continues to get more confusing, more bizarre, and it just makes me think that the police are heavily involved, especially when all of the documents that I have gone through, which are thousands of pages, this is on top of my day job, so it's possible I could have missed something. Um, None of this is mentioned. Why is this not mentioned in the legal documents? Okay. The parents, I believe all of the parents are crucial to this investigation, are crucial to this case. I have a feeling, just a feeling, my own thoughts, my own opinions, that they know everything. Maybe even some are deeply involved because it looks like the parents are not actually looking for the truth. The more we wait, right? Why wouldn't a parent be looking for the truth? Because maybe they already know. Huh. Huh. I want to see the neighbor's footage from any time after the 4:30 mark throughout the daylight into the early morning hours when people were supposedly walking up and arriving. And we want to see everything. Where is that footage? Or was it also destroyed? I can see why Moscow PD, I can see why Billy Thompson wouldn't want this footage that I'm going to be pinning in the thumbnail with you guys released. Why would they want that footage released? Of course not, right? We're supposed to believe that this guy, Hunter Chapin, arrived right after the unalivings. I'm sorry, but like I just can't. I can't leave. I can't deal anymore. Hunter, where did you go after you parked? Did you walk home? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. And my opinion, another opinion of mine, is that when we look at Bethany's window or her blinds, yeah, yeah, Hunter Chapin's SUV lights would have been beaming through those broken blinds. But also, you know what else is fucking weird? That I'm just wondering I'm just wondering, is it possible that somebody was coming in through the window and broke the blinds? I'm not saying anybody in particular, I'm just saying. And what's also very odd to me is that we know that when the Chapins did their interviews in the docu series, they mentioned that they have Ethan's body in the basement. Like, I'm sorry, like I understand everybody grieves differently, but it just is that a little bit strange to you guys? Let me know your thoughts on that, especially, right? Like, I just wonder, what would have happened if this case had actually been investigated? Hmm? Hmm? I don't know. Why was Hunter there and why was this never brought up? It was never mentioned by the Chapins. It was never mentioned by Hunter. It was never mentioned by Moscow PD. I can't even find it in the legal documents. This footage was just released pretty recently, right? How far away did Hunter Chapin lived? We're supposed to believe that he parked there all the time. Oh, Nika, he probably parked there all the time because probably where he lived there wasn't enough parking. That doesn't make sense to me. Actually, you're supposed to believe that he would park there and then walk to his house. I just have a feeling that in this town, reputation, money, uh, political connections, family connections, that's what they want. That's what's more important there. More so than truth, more so than light, more so than transparency, more so than human life. People in Moscow come across as it's all about your reputation, it's all about the dollar bills. That's what it's looking like. I'm sorry, but for me, you couldn't pay me a billion, $2, $3 billion to send my kid there to school. No, never, never. Like it just sounds like this is the type of town that allows people to commit quadruple unalivings if they are part of that town. Okay, what in the world? Is it possible that maybe Bethany called Hunter after the attacks? I don't know. I don't know. Is it possible that maybe Hunter Chapin had something to do with the crime? Is it maybe possible that Stacy Chapin knows something and is trying to cover it? She seems very protective of her children, as most mothers would be. That being said, as a mother, I would turn my child in. I know this is not everybody. I don't give a shit. Okay, if you are my child and you did something wrong and you did something illegal, yeah, I'm gonna call the cops, babe. You have to learn there are consequences to your actions. That's just me. Okay, that's just me. So this is a town I feel like where parents just like how are you just gonna like let your kids get away with shit? This is why we are in the situation we are as a country, like as a world. Like no accountability. Yeah, does it suck to call the cops on the kids when they're doing something wrong? Yeah, but they have to learn there are consequences to their actions, right? Not just protect them after they do stupid shit. Cuz then you know what happens? Someone who has a master's in psychology, 4.0, high IQ, neurodivergent, not bragging, I'm just saying. Those things escalate. So so what are we supposed to not ask questions? This is somebody who arrived there that morning before the police arrived, parked his own vehicle as he normally would have, and didn't know anything. He didn't hear anything. Again, this is very close to the time where we hear Murphy or a dog going off crazy. And you didn't hear anything? You didn't hear anything when you left the vehicle? Okay. This has been very, very secretive. But it also makes me wonder if when Hunter Chapin pulled his car up to the house, if that was maybe the firecracker that Bethany says she heard. Is that maybe the light she saw under her door? Maybe she saw it through her window, right? But I just hope that the guilters start to see how much injustice um, is involved in this case, how much manipulation has happened, how much hiding of the truth, how much hiding of this footage, where we now see two vehicles arriving allegedly right after the crime was committed. And what happened? Were they ever properly questioned? How were they cleared? Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. So, uh, who's in the chat, guys? That's it for today. Spicy Kitten, hello. Queen, Aunt B, James, Miss Sands, hello. Can see you. Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I am sick. My pal Sal. Thanks, Suds. James, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Open your peepers. Hello. Spicy Kitten says they're definitely profiting Stacy's book. Crime Con author him. Ooh, getting them dollar bills rolling in. I'm just curious if anyone knows the amount. I'm very curious. Wait, are you serious, Sud? Stacy became a spokesperson for Othram? Are you serious? Wow. Hello, Valerie. Happy Monday, Spicy Kitten. And you and I made a ton of money from donations from the Victims Memorial. Mm. The body language of Hunter J, Emily, and Josie seems off. Yeah. Yeah. Sweet Sativa says, I get used car salesman vibes from Hunter. He looks shady as fudge. Can you see says Dylan went to her lowest when she let her roommates pass away instead of calling 911. Yuck, 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 yuck. Hello, Sheila. Hi, Sloth Pajamas. Thank you. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. Thank you, my pal Sal. Open Your Peeper says, I'm going to go find that video. That's alarming about Hunter C. Hello, Holly Berry. Suds, one neighbor saw Emma Bailey at the house that morning smoking. She thought nothing of it because that's what they always did. Mm-hmm. Emma Bailey. Our creepy girl. Is your uncle Jesse James Bailey the leader of the Aryan Brotherhood gang? We know he was arrested, right? Wasn't he taken down by the DEA back in March 2023? So the Aryans were actually being investigated at the same time that the whole crime at 1122 King Road took place, right? Reva says a sleepy night, right? Thank you, JC. Good afternoon. Yeah, that was really fucking weird, Lisa, about Stacy, right? When she was like, "Go Vandals." I don't know. I'm neurodivergent, so I've never understood that like group mentality. We tend to be loners. We usually don't. I don't get it. Go Vandals? Really? Go Vandals? Why? I guess. Thank you. We are their voice. Thank you so much for the kind comments. T. Garrison says, "Yes, Nika. I said that from the start." Hello, Fred. Black SUV leaves a parking area nearby. Exhaust sound. Holly Berry says, "I agree, Nika. They most likely know what really happened." I think they do. D. Garrison, did the parents get paid off? I don't know, babe. You let me know. But I do know that they've made a hefty amount of money. I've heard from some of you guys that the GFAM was giving back some of the money. Some of the money, bro. They should have given back all of the money. Again, that money was supposed to be for trial. There was no trial. So where is that money? Well, they should just keep it. Okay, yeah, I guess. But I know a lot of people were asking, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" There is no trial. Where's my money? So I'm praying that they gave back the money if there were people asking for it, right? Debbie says, "Hi, Nika. Also, Hunter just so happened to forget his phone there that night. The whole Chapin family seems shady to me. It's really strange. Really, really weird." Open Your Peeper says, "I always thought it was so odd that Hunter was standing out there that morning and never went up and talked to the cops or wasn't trying to get into the house since his brother was in there. Weird, right? Weird." I feel like that would be my first reaction. Again, it's very hard to know until you are in that situation yourself, but I think I would want to be trying to get in the house. Whipper Will says, "Many people think he's the one who drove in that loud, dark truck that never left. I've always thought he's involved." And the smirks that he's having, that he's giving the camera the whole time, just don't sit well with me. I guess we can brush it off. We can give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he's just nervous because there is a film crew there, but I don't know. Sally says, "I would like to know where Hunter lived. Heard Jonah Chapin was there too." Very cool. D. Garrison says, "LE already knows the truth." Interesting. Lucky Duck says, "Hello, hope you feel better soon." Hello, Christopher. Thank you. Hello, Too Fast for Fleas. Police are too dangerous 2025. Yeah. The funeral parade. Hunter is a drug-addled meth head. Looks like one of those goofballs. He lost a bunch more weight. It looks all goofy. I think he's involved or knows what's up. Does Dylan and Bethany. I think you're talking about another Hunter. You're talking about Hunter J, right? We're talking about Hunter C in this video. Hunter Chapin doesn't look like a meth head. But I do agree that the other guy, the other Hunter, looks like he's been using, or maybe he just lost a lot of weight because he was stressed. He looks weird to me. But that's just me. Oh my gosh, thank you. $5 from Too Fast for Fleas. Wow. Thank you so much. I can buy some coffee and some medication now. Thank you. It's tough out here. Hello, Marion says, "I'm late as usual." Oh, it's fine. We forgive you. Thank you, Carl. Good afternoon. Christopher says, "I think Hunter upped his Ooh, meth game between 11-22 days on the interview. Yikes. Oh my goodness. Hit that like button, says Christopher. Oh, Lisa, you're neurodivergent too. Oh my gosh, so many neuro baddies up in here. What? Christopher says, is she talking to a chat in an alternate universe? Bro, it's just one me. Okay. There's like 1,000 of you up in here. Can't catch up. Well, no one has a rolled up dollar bill if they aren't snorting something. Ooh. Mm. Tisk tisk. Miss Tree says bad guys want Palantir and that other one Othram. Ooh, scary. Palantir, scary. BlackRock. Ugh. By the way, guys, what do you guys think about the whole Charles Kirk thing? That's a whole other rabbit hole. Mm-mm-mm. Couldn't handle twins of you. That's what my mom says too. Either way, guys, I'm sorry if I missed any of you guys in the chat. Like I said, I'm feeling pretty unwell, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys for joining me in today's live. Make sure that if you like this video, if you enjoyed this video, and if you think Hunter, Ethan's brother, is a little bit sus, the fact that he was never really questioned, the fact that he was allegedly there arriving at 4:29 a.m. and this hasn't been mentioned, please leave a 1 in the comment section. If you think he's just a brother, perfect, you know, leave it 2. Gargle in warm salt water. I actually like to snort salt water, like with a neti pot or whatever. So good. It's so good. It's a healthcare trick. It can cut down any viral anything, usually. Cut down the span, right? Like if you're sick for like a week, you may be only sick for 2 days or something. So thank you guys for joining me. Leave a like, leave a comment, and see you guys soon. Happy Monday. Stay safe out there. And also let me know in the comment section, not in the chat, in the comment section, if you guys would like for me to talk about the whole Charlie Kirk thing, because that's a whole other rabbit hole, guys. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Take care. See you soon.